This paragraph is meant to give you some practice in identifying common grammar errors. In fact, there are 26 errors. If you look at the very bottom of the page, you can see that. And the errors are all different types, from spelling, grammar, formatting, all different types. There's just about one error on every line of this text. And in fact, you can access this as a separate document as a resource that's inside the module. And it's a two-page document. The first page has the same paragraph on it with all the errors. And the second page is the same paragraph with all the errors highlighted with the corrections. So you can either pause the video and try it yourself or try the document separately. The editing process starts at a higher level. So what I mean here is you don't begin by correcting the spelling and grammar and formatting of your paper. What you need to do first is check that it meets the rubric criteria, that the assignment is correct, the purpose of the assignment has been met, that it's the appropriate tone and style for this assignment, that you've organized your ideas correctly, you don't need to shuffle anything around, that you've used smooth transitions between the ideas, and that all of the ideas are clear or will be clear to the reader. Once you've decided that all of that is correct, then you can turn to the grammar and form, spelling, word choice, tense choice, and punctuation. If you think about it, if you spend the time to correct a paragraph for all of these, the spelling and punctuation and grammar, and then later decide that you don't need that paragraph or you're not going to include that paragraph in the assignment, then that's time that you've lost. So that's why we start at the higher level and then come down to the details as they are here. Here are a number of ideas that you can use to improve your proofreading skills. You need to find out what errors you're making and learn how to fix those errors. So either that comes from some of the 20 common errors that we've discussed earlier in the module, or you've learned some from feedback from people, maybe your professor or friends have helped you identify errors. In addition to that, you could book an appointment in SALS to meet with a writing specialist or an ESL specialist to get direct feedback on your writing and find out what the errors are and how to fix them. Once you know the errors, then you can start to watch for them in your writing. And if you make that mistake once, chances are later on you've likely made it again. So keep an eye out for it. Take a break between composing the document when you're writing the document and proofreading it, because they are different jobs. Writing it, you're trying to tell a story in a clear way, in an organized, logical fashion. Proofreading it, you're looking at every single word to make sure the grammar, the spelling, the punctuation, everything is correct. So they are different roles. Give yourself lots of time, so start the assignment early because you'll need to proofread more than once, especially if it's kind of new to you and you have lots of different types of errors to watch for all at the same time. Read it out loud. Sometimes when you read it out loud, it forces you to kind of listen to it and look at it at the same time. If you ever are reading it out loud and you hesitate, stop where you are and take a close look where you hesitated. Chances are your brain was expecting something different at that point. And it could be a formality level that's unusual for you. It's not the normal way you speak, but it could be an error that you've identified. And of course, slow down, because if you're watching for many different types of errors all at the same time, it's hard to do. Proofreading for details like the grammar and punctuation, it really does require you to slow down compared to your normal reading speed.